So it looks like the host over on The View decided to weigh in on Elizabeth Warren's claim that Bernie Sanders said that a woman can't win in 2020. Now, this is very interesting because, much like a lot of the other mainstream media outlets, they're going to really churn in on this. And the main one who does this is none other than Meghan McCain. So let's hear this out.
I'd rather vote for a 78-year-old socialist who just had a heart attack than a woman.
I think that is probably accurate, but they've got to get it together because when you read Hillary's book, she does say that all of the innuendo and all of the Bernie Sanders attacks really led the way and paved the way for Trump calling her crooked Hillary. So she thinks that Bernie's attacks really
I have to say, I don't see why this is big news. So two people are in a room
because.
Well, wait, let me finish my thought, and then I'd love to hear what you have to say. But, like, so people are in a room, and they're talking, and one person says, gee, do you think a woman can win a race in this country? And the other one goes, I don't know about that. I mean, everybody has conversations like that. Why is this a big story?
It's a big story because he hurt Hillary Clinton so much in the last election, and it's a big story because while he has a good reputation on Capitol Hill, he does as being a congenial senator with other senators. His supporters have a really bad reputation, meaning the Bernie bros. It's actually one of the few things that really connects liberal pundits and conservative female pundits together. Is there's just a level of misogyny. Look at Twitter, look at some of the accounts they do that is directed towards specifically women in politics and specifically women in political commentary, and I'm sure I will have my Twitter just lit up on fire because of this, but he has a problem with women, and he has for a long time, and I think if Elizabeth Warren has this in her back pocket, all's fair in politics, all's fair in love and war, and I think, look, I don't want another misogynist as president, okay? I mean, I think we're all women in this country are sick of it, and I have always thought he has had a problem with women. And it's one of the things he can't, much like Mayor Pete with black voters, this is his Achilles heel with female voters.
Yeah, no, I experienced it firsthand when I did the Bill Maher show. Look, he has no filter. That's part of why Bernie is like, I'll tell you. I was sitting on the Bill Maher panel with him, and I was young. I was like 24, 25. And, you know, he was doing his thing and talking with his friend like this.
Something.
And, I mean,
we've shown a clip of
he basically
it.
didn't even realize I was sitting there or existed. It was kind of like this, and finally it got so bad that I had to literally physically grab his hand and take it down. But you know, I don't.
Okay, that end portion is just an absolute clown show. But there are a couple things that we need to look at here. Okay, so first of all, again, like all of the other clips that or the other mainstream media outlets who have been covering this, obviously. It's all anger over a fake news story. Bernie Sanders did not say that a woman can't win in 2020. It was a lie that was completely made up by Elizabeth Warren. So I hate when there's a fake story going on, right? There's no evidence for it. And then the media takes the opportunity to either A, run with it as completely being true, or B, giving it enough credence due to outside forces, meaning, I don't know, but there's a chance of it being true because of, his previous actions or whatever, which is incredibly irresponsible. Obviously, it's unethical, very obviously. And then she brings up the criticisms of Hillary Clinton by Bernie Sanders in the primary election and how, his attacks of her being, corrupt led to Donald Trump calling her crooked Hillary. Now, it's a primary, and so you're trying to defeat the other opponent, and so you're trying to win the election, right? And Hillary Clinton was corrupt, she was crooked, and that's why she ended up losing. So if you wanted to not lose to Donald Trump and not be called crooked Hillary, you elect Bernie Sanders. Very easy, simple thing. And B, they're trying to tie everything into misogyny. Now it's like anything that you say now is misogynistic. So if you're criticizing a candidate for being corrupt to Wall Street, how is that misogyny? That doesn't even make sense. And they're like lumping it all together as if it's just one big ball, which is insane. And then these networks love to insist that Bernie Sanders has some gender problem. He has a problem with women. He treats them very poorly, which is utterly ridiculous. Again, let me repeat to you. Bernie Sanders, there are multiple videos of Bernie Sanders in the past, okay? One of them, he's talking to little kids saying that women have just as much of a right as men to be political, be in politics. In the 80s, he says that a president could be a woman. In 2016, he pressured Elizabeth Warren to run. And then later on in 2016, he endorsed Hillary Clinton for president. So you have not only no evidence that he has a gender problem, as you want to phrase it, there's actually a ton of counter evidence, meaning that there's a ton of evidence counter to that idea. And that is clear footage of him, basically. And also, by the way, for decades upon decades, he's fought for women's reproductive rights, women's rights in general. You know, there's pictures of him at marches defending women's right to choose. Like, how dare you make all this stuff up? Seriously, it's very frustrating. And claiming that he's a misogynist is totally through the roof. Now, I think Meghan McCain is mostly saying all that stuff because I think she kind of wants to sow discord amongst the Democratic Party. And so it's like, yeah, you know, in her mind, I think if Warren comes out with this fake quote of Bernie Sanders, it's great for her because then it essentially is something that, you know, sows discord and it brings more strife or rife in the Democratic Party. And for her as a conservative, I guess that's a good thing for her. I think that's what she's doing. And again, they're never really specific with the cases of misogyny. Like when Meghan McCain doesn't get misogynistic tweets, people will just disagree with what she says. And I see those tweets all the time. She doesn't get misogynistic tweets, maybe a little bit. I've never seen one. She gets ones that disagree with her completely, okay? So you can't lump them in. And the Abby Huntsman thing is totally overblown, blown out of proportion. You can watch the video yourself. They're seated very closely together. You know, Bernie Sanders likes to flap his arms. But not a good look for The View.